have a glass and a can.
What else is new?
Oi, bruv! You got a glass and a can.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
We had good intentions, but
we did have good intentions. Many times over, we had good intentions, but life finds a way to make game nights go long, and which is not a bad thing.
No, never.
No, but here we are, back again, folks. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Devil's Due. I am your host, Carl Duty. With me, as always, is the man who can take the Tiger Driver 98 and still have a couple cans of beer afterwards, shaking off the effects.
Oh,
Mr. Drew Celestino.
I mean, first, yeah.
Yeah.
Second, no. I think if I took a Tiger Driver, I would need a long recovery period and more than a couple of beers to numb that take that edge off, as it were.
Did I get the year right? Is it 98? Tiger Driver 98?
Tiger Driver 98. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's as you might imagine with a move with a year on it, there's been several iterations. So Anyway, yeah, that would probably kill me. Actually, I mean, I'm pretty spry. I don't know that I'm that spry.
Pretty spry for a white guy.
Sure.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now you're thinking of Come Out and Play, which is a different offspring.
Okay.
We're on a tangent already.
Trying to remember which one was in Crazy Taxi.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're here, folks. It is a Sunday afternoon. We've just got done watching the AEW pay-per-view All In, which was live from Wembley Stadium, which is nice because that means early afternoon start time for us.
It's like a football game.
Yeah, it's like a football game.
I got the whole rest of the evening ahead of me.
Done and like just kind of chill out and relax afterwards.
Yeah.
Digest breakfast pizza.
And how?
Yeah. Breakfast pizza is... I said to you because... And I know, even though this isn't quite in your wheelhouse, breakfast pizza is like the modern, real-life equivalent of lembas bread from Lord of the Rings. One slice will fill a man's stomach for many days.
When I have a regular pizza, I can house readily 2 slices, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Breakfast pizza, 1, and I'm like, wow, I'm good.
Yeah, I did 1.5, and then was just kind of snacking the rest of the time.
I'm gonna go ahead and blame the protein content of a breakfast pizza, because you're talking about number one, bread bread is already like it's the base of the whole thing,
right?
On top of which we have placed a bunch of eggs,
a lot of eggs,
and bacon. So you're getting your protein quotient on top of your carbs. It's a lot. It's a lot of food.
I would like to see you try your hand at breakfast pizza.
I'm sure I could do it.
I think the key to making it more consumable is not scrambling the eggs. Just kind of like, well, I say that. Kind of just beat the eggs after you crack them. Don't do the full scramble. And then just pour them in the pan, let them cook flat, dice that up, sprinkle it on the pie. That way you're not giving like these massive chunks of egg. Just more like thin slices of eggs. Maybe for the sauce, use like a hollandaise sauce.
Not a big fan of hollandaise, but I digress. So it's been a minute. How we doing?
Well, life is life. Ups and downs, strikes and gutters.
Sure.
Yeah. Not always great, not always bad, but compared to a lot of others in this world, I am definitely blessed beyond my means. So, happy there. How about you, sir?
Can't complain. It's a whole bunch of the same. Hey, that rhymed. I didn't even intend it to. I'm good.
We're getting to the end of the summer.
That's not so good.
It depends on the perspective you take.
Well,
it's
on the
not
one
so
hand,
good that the weather for some will be turning not so great. For me, the weather is turning civilized.
I mean,
but on the other hand, kids are going back to school.
I'm excited about that. It's been a summer for sure for our non-child having listeners. Are like, we don't care about that, which I hear you, man. But just take it from me. It's been 2+ months of having a small, needy, maniacal terrorist in the house, and I'm ready for him to go back to school.
Go away.
Leave me be. I have work to do.
Go away.
I love you. Go away.
I love you, but I must kill you.
Something. Well, hang on. Slow down.
Whatever. So, I mean, a lot's happened since we last recorded.
I couldn't even tell you what, but I know a lot has.
We attempted to record a show. We attempted to do our Star Wars reboot.
Yeah,
but a couple things happened. One,
a lot happened.
We just kind of, it was going a lot longer than I think we were comfortable with.
Yes.
And I think we kind of also forgot that you and I can't really talk about Star Wars because it just ends up in an argument.
Well, that's partially. You know,
we both like Star Wars. We like it in different ways. Let's just leave it at that.
Fair enough. That happened. We got delayed. We meant to get back to it, but in the interim, some funny things happened. One of which being like the Acolyte came and went,
and is now
done.
Yeah,
okay,
fine.
And I think we don't have to argue about it. I'm just at a point now where if you were to tell me that Star Wars is going away for like 5 to 10 years, I'd be like,
okay with it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Call me then.
Yep.
Got
plenty of other stuff to.
I got things to do.
Keep me occupied.
I got a lot going on. So do you, apparently. Star Wars. Go figure out. Go take a vision quest. Go figure yourself out.
Find your soulmate, Homer.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need a peyote wolf to show them the way, I think.
Voiced by Johnny Cash.
Sure, why not?
So
he's dead.
Yeah.
Kind of like Star Wars. I'm only I'm half kidding.
You're not wrong.
I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Still love it. Hey.
Yeah. So we got to the end of the pay-per-view. We're still feeling kind of spry. We're like,
let's get this in.
Let's crank out a quickie. Just talk about some stuff really quick.
And record an episode.
See what you did there. Silly.
Oh, good. So yeah. What do you want to, in the words of a disingenuous neck tattooed man, what do you want to talk about?
Can't say he's disingenuous.
Oh, he's absolutely.
Look at the way he loves the fans.
He knows exactly what he's doing. Trust me.
What do we want to talk? You know what? We had since.
Has anybody written into the show?
No.
Okay, cool.
We didn't give him a heads up, and I checked the email before we came.
Good.
Since we've had Comic-Con since we last recorded.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, we should probably talk about the stunt casting elephant in the room, which is Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU, not as Tony Stark, at least that we know of yet, but as Doctor Doom.
Sure.
I say Doctor Doom and I keep dropping Lego pieces. I say Doctor Doom because that is the extent of what we know. We don't know if he's going to be Victor Von Doom. We don't know if he's going to be Tony Stark. All we know is that at Comic-Con, they dropped the
no trailer, just the announcement.
No trailer, just the announcement. And Robert Downey Jr. showed up and took off an Iron Man or took off a Doctor Doom mask.
That's correct.
So, what are your thoughts on this, Drew?
Is it blatant pandering stunt casting? Yes. Yep. Is it intriguing and makes me wonder what they're going to do and how it's going to work? Am I going to go see it? Also, yes. So, okay. Make it work. Do something unexpected. Which I think / hope that's what they're going to do. So I don't think you're going to get Tony Stark as Doom. I think he's going to be Victor Von Doom. It's going to be a different alt-Earth. He might even mess with accents, and maybe he'll change the facial hair and go really surprise us all. And he's got a new hat. I don't know, but whatever it is, I feel like it's not going to be what you would cynically think it is, or it's going to be exactly that, and people will just line up for it anyway.
Yep.
I don't know. It could go either way.
I don't like it.
Oh,
I think like
I understand. I get that.
Like so many things in this world has just as much potential for good as it does for bad, but I think it is a telltale sign of Marvel panicking. Because they're not the Marvel that we know and love. They haven't been that way since Endgame. We've seen blips here and there, things we've liked, but very few things that have really made us feel like we did in the Infinity Saga. So I think they are doing what most other IP that we've seen in this modern era does when they run out of ideas, or at least ideas they want to try, is they're going back to the well. And I really don't like it because, like, you did something, Marvel did something nobody thought could be possible. You told a singular story for 10 years, and you put a dang near perfect bow on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And by going and getting Robert Downey Jr. back and saying, oh, well, he's playing, XYZ. First off, you're besmirching the legacy you've created, and a legacy that's not even that old. I think that it's like I said to you, the second there's two things I've maintained in this post Endgame Marvel. First thing I've maintained is that the biggest mistake they made was trying to go bigger post Infinity Saga. They should not have done that. They should have gone smaller, gone more interpersonal, focus on your street level characters, and then gradually start to build up again to your big cosmic events. You didn't want to do that. You decided to go to multiverse land. Okay. The second Patrick Stewart rolled out in the wheelchair in Doctor Strange 2, I knew we were screwed.
Really?
Yeah, because I knew if they're going to do that, they're just going to go back and get all the old ones. And sure enough, not only did Marvel do it, but DC did it too.
Well,
and like
it didn't work out so well for DC either. So
hasn't worked out that great for Marvel. Like,
I mean, yes, but no. Well, let me. I hear you. I feel you. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Because like everybody loved, like most people loved, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Well, hang on.
I did not.
That's fine. I was just going to say though, I agree with you, but in the face of me agreeing with you is, well, No Way Home made $1 billion.
That's great. So did Justice League.
No, it didn't. And then, and then conversely, Deadpool and Wolverine just made $1 billion too. So I'm like you, where I don't love it. I'm ready to move on and see new things. But they just made $2 billion on 2 flicks with the old guard. Now, here's the question though. Great, you did that. Is that a sustainable thing that you can rely on going forward? No, probably not. You did it because it was an event kind of stunt deal. You can get away with that once or twice in this case. you can't reliably go back to the well again. You know what I mean? Great. You got Wolverine in the suit. By the way, awesome. Loved it. Looked great. I thought it was beautiful. But like, okay, but now that I've seen it, okay, I've seen it.
Yeah.
You're not going to make $1 billion for me to pay you to see it again.
Yeah, it's
in case of emergency, break open glass, Robert Downey. They did that. Is it going to work? Yeah, it probably will. Doomsday will probably make a lot of money.
But see, to me, and I know this is going to sound like a weird statement, box office grosses are not indicative of quality.
Oh, I know that. I mean, McDonald's sells billions and billions of what? Great. Is it good? No.
Yeah. So saying to me something made $1 billion is like, great. That's great. They made money because they did the simple and easy thing that they knew people would line up and pay for. That doesn't mean it was good.
But it taught them a lesson that they can keep doing it.
No, that's why I'm saying, like, that's what, the problem with Spider-Man Far From Home was the second, like, the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield showing up was just like, Patrick Stewart showing up in Doctor Strange 2 was proof of concept. No Way Home was the execution of the concept, saying, will this work on a grand scale? Oh, it will.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go back and get all the old ones. And the problem is when you're going back and getting all the old ones, you're not thinking of new stuff.
No.
You're not pushing the envelope.
Right.
Like you said, we both seen Deadpool and Wolverine. For me, it was a very nice love letter to the Fox era of superhero films.
Yeah.
And that's about it. There's like, aside from the bumper in the front, like there's nothing that really connects that. Even the TVA being there, I was just like, okay, like there's nothing that really connects it to being a Marvel film. And it didn't feel like a Marvel film. And you can argue that that's a good thing, but at the same time, it's like, it's just like, it's 2 hours of fan service.
Yeah.
And it's, I was tired of fan service like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm really tired of it now. I don't mind if you want to like go back to old IPs, but push the story forward.
Yes.
And Marvel was doing that until they stopped doing that.
Well,
and now it's all about who, like, they joked in Deadpool and Wolverine, and we were talking about this the other night. Hugh Jackman going to be playing Wolverine till he's 90, folks.
It's not a joke.
Hugh Jackman is going to be playing Wolverine until he's 90, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Well,
like, and he
is good at it. I'm not going to lie, but
he's fine. But I'm also ready for a new Wolverine. I'm ready for like to be like entertained. Like the one universal thought that like you and I had coming out of Deadpool and Wolverine was, thank God they never made that Channing Tatum Gambit film. And now I hear everybody's calling for a Channing Tatum. I'm like, folks, no.
Did you not see the man stuffed into that costume like he was going to explode?
He wasn't.
He's not the right guy.
Yeah,
I'm happy. Hey, I'm happy that they put that in there.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was fun,
and I say that as a dedicated Gambit hater.
Yeah,
I still had fun with it because they treated him kind of like a joke, which he is. Sorry, not sorry. Good job. We don't need more.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Like,
glad we settled that.
Let's move on. So yeah, so that's where we kind of land on the whole Robert Downey coming back thing.
I'm more willing to give it a shot than you are,
yeah,
but I absolutely share in your cynicism of it. I'm just open to it because I want to see work. I do want to see it, but I feel you 100%. And I'm also, this is beyond Marvel. This is also just like a Disney. And I guess if you want to go beyond Disney, you can. But I'm limiting it to Disney because of who is in charge at Disney, being Bob Iger,
right,
who came back after a disastrous guy that succeeded him and did bad, and then Bob Iger came back. The problem is, you might think, oh, Iger's back, so they're going to get things back in shape. Yeah, they are, except the things they said since he came back, I didn't agree with then, and now I'm seeing it play out, and I don't agree with it now. And what he came back and what he said when he came back was, we need to double down and exploit franchises. And in the same press release as his return and saying that, they said, we're going to make more Toy Stories and we're going to make more sequels. And I was just like, no. Toy Story 4 outright bothered me. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I'm not saying it's not, but guess what? You did not need to make it at all.
Right.
And if anything, it just kind of pee-peed and poo-pooed all over legacies of characters from the 3. We had a really good closure point, and you just said, nah, more money.
Yeah, and now we're getting Toy Story 5.
Right. Like, come on.
Granted, has an interesting premise.
I don't care. I know.
But I did put that premise in a different form.
Sure.
And I'm just as fine with it.
Sure.
Yeah, remember when Marvel was the house of ideas? Not idea.
You know what's funny?
Just keeps getting rehashed and rehashed and rehashed and rehashed.
We're sitting here saying that now, and I'm sure 20 years ago, people of our age, and this is why I have to kind of check myself, people of our age then were saying that about the comics then. House of Ideas, it's all the same stuff, and we were collecting at a different time than those precede. Every generation is going to scorn the next. So, hey, y'all have fun. I know where I had my ride. It was a good ride. I enjoyed it. I don't know if there's any going home again.
Yeah. But
if you all can keep riding and having a good time, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Enjoy yourself. That's kind of that's my self-aware version of all of this.
You may not be able to go home again, Drew, but you can be born again.
Look at you finding the silver lining.
So there were a couple things that came out of either Comic-Con, Comic-Con and or D23.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a hot take prediction here.
Go ahead.
In between 15 and 20 years, Comic-Con's going to go the way of E3.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a long...
Because the more and more these companies get used to doing their own thing, the less and less they need things like Comic-Con.
This is true.
It might not go away, but it will not be what... I think we are past peak Comic-Con.
Probably.
By about 5 years-ish.
I have COVID time dilation syndrome, so I don't know. But you're probably right.
Yeah. So a couple really interesting things though to come out from Marvel between these two. We got they leaked the trailer for Daredevil Born Again.
Boy, hang on. Marvel didn't leak it.
Yeah.
But it got leaked.
Yeah, but it got leaked. And also
I seen it.
Thunderbolts.
I seen it.
Yeah, and we got a little more footage of Captain America New World Order.
I seen it.
Yeah. So these three things. So my order of excitement on these is Daredevil, most excited.
Sure.
Thunderbolts, surprisingly more excited than I thought I would be.
Sure.
And then Captain America, kind of like, we'll see what happens when it's theaters.
I'm gonna. Daredevil is top for me, of course.
Yeah.
Everything about that was like, yep.
Yeah, White Tiger.
We got White Tiger. We got Muse showing up. Like,
yeah,
we got multiple Daredevil suits in that clip. He had like 4 helmets, and I was like, dang, okay, yeah, let's go.
Got the whole gang back.
Punisher
together.
Showed up, which your mileage may vary. John, hey, that's Michael from The Bear to me now.
Yeah,
sorry, John Bernthal, but a role that I never would have guessed would have supplanted your Frank Castle has supplanted your Frank Castle to me.
Heard chef.
I digress. Second, though, to be honest, I'm a Cap guy, as you see on the the gift you got me is now on the wall.
Yep.
My Cap shield. Cap number 2. I'm really digging the vibes of the new Cap movie trailer. It has that Winter Soldier feeling. We're going back to a little more espionage-esque. Less big, ridiculous craziness. I say that even as the Winter Soldier itself, my favorite Marvel film, has a third act that is quintessential Marvel overindulgent big third act. I still love the movie.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the new Cap movie has those vibes. So, yay. And then Thunderbolts would be last. And I say last, not in a bad way. Just that's my third ranked thing.
Cap for me is further down on scale only because two things. One of which being what we just discussed, being the let's go back to the well. Let's just make Winter Soldier again. Like, no, make something new. Second off, like
it is new.
And second off, like, and didn't really see myself ever really saying this, but the presence of Harrison Ford bothers me. Like,
really,
like.
I think you're just mad at him for Star Wars or Indy.
I think if I had to pick something for it to be mad at him for, probably would have been Indy more than Star Wars.
Fair.
Because he was great in Force Awakens.
Yes.
And, the movie was garbage, but as a son who doesn't have a father anymore, his scene in Rise of Skywalker got me in the cockles.
Subcockle region.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just like, I'm not saying don't use Thaddeus Ross.
Yeah.
You use his passport name, sir. Thaddeus Ross.
Oh, I'm sorry. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
I think they could have gone a different route with the casting.
I'm all right with it just because
like, I don't see. Harrison Ford is kind of one of those actors where if he's not playing Han Solo or Indiana Jones, he has to work that much harder to get me to believe the character he's playing and not, oh, look, Harrison Ford is in this.
Hey, get off his plane, okay? Come on.
It's been a long time since he was at that caliber.
It has, but I'm willing to. He's still Harrison Ford.
He's Harrison Ford. He's got his gold jacket. He's in the Hall of Fame. I'm not besmirching his legacy or anything. I'm just saying, like, I think we could have gone a different route. But
I'm okay with it. Especially he's kind of, again, it could be bad. It could be bad.
Yeah.
There's always that. But he's kind of like, they've asked him in interviews, like, why did you decide to do this? And he kind of said, like, hey, people I respect are doing these movies and having fun, and I wanted to have fun, and I had fun. So I was like, hey man, you're in your victory lap era, so you know what? Go have fun. You go Hulk out. Did you see him Hulk out? It was weird.
Yeah.
He's having fun. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'd rather he be doing that than just saying, we're going to make another indie movie.
Oh, God. Yeah. Folks,
you know what I'm saying? Come on.
If you haven't seen Dial of Destiny, skip Dial of Destiny. Just watch the original 3.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even, I didn't even think it was bad. It was just unnecessary. This film could have been an email.
So I thought
it's like, I have things to complain about it, but it's like, it's not like it was poorly made. It's just superfluous. Like, anything in it I can see and watch and just be like, this is all fine, if not a little long in tooth. But is it any better than what you did before?
Like,
no. Then why are we doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like once they traveled in time, I was like, what are we doing here?
Well,
what are we doing here?
Yes. Well, we knew that going in.
Yeah,
I feel so.
And you and I both discussed this with that film. The presence of modern visual effects,
it hurts Indy.
Very jarring.
Yeah,
in an Indiana Jones film.
Yeah,
like, it's you got to do that stuff practical, man.
Well, it's that, and it's also just the like the sheer phrasing, the sheer length of it, like that, like the opening sequence specifically.
Yeah,
went on too long, and it's like this whole opening. It's like 20-30 minutes of this, and it's all clearly CGI, not just Indiana Jones's face, but like the backgrounds and the action. It's like it's just too much up front, and I checked out real early as a result.
Yeah,
it didn't feel real.
Yeah. So, but
anyway,
I think Thunderbolts surprised me as to how much I was looking forward to it.
Well, hey, I think you and I might be on the same page here. I'm pretty sure we are. I liked Black Widow. I mean,
I did too.
Again,
it ran into the third act.
The third act problem, but the characters and the setup were all fun.
Yeah, Yelena was great in Hawkeye.
She's great. And David Harbour as Red Guardian is great. So you're going to bring those dudes back and they're charismatic and fun again?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get Winter Soldier.
Twist my arm for more Bucky, okay? Yeah. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. Yes, we also get Ed Asner and Up U.S. Agent, but that's fine. Look, you see the face. You know what I'm talking about. You got the same face. Put a helmet on him.
It's funny, like, having just seen him in the Captain or the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, I would have been like, yes, that the face is very punchable and very young at Asner looking. But having watched him in Monarch,
you got it,
playing a younger version of his father, which if you ever have an opportunity, I would highly recommend that show.
That being Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah. Wyatt Russell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not gonna touch anything.
You're all thumbs tonight.
That's a lie.
It's okay.
But yeah, Thunderbolts looking forward to. Daredevil looks like we're back in business.
We're back. You know what I loved? I love when it's a stupid callback. I still enjoyed it. And like, you know, what kind of lawyer are you? A really
good lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on with Marvel. Over like scale of 1 to 10, where would you say your current excitement level is with Marvel? Right now?
See, Carl, you can't ask me a question like that only because my current excitement level for anything,
and I did,
is like I'm at a flat line just in general. Hey, we're back and doing the podcast. This is our therapy session. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm just kind of here, man. I don't want any concerned emails or anything.
So I'm hearing you're not going above a 5.
Yeah, I'm just kind of here for things now. Look, at my age, you can relate. You are older than I, but we're of a similar generation. I've seen some things. I've felt some things. I've got new things on my plate that take precedence over the things that used to be on my plate. I've seen amazing things. I've seen some not so amazing things. I am at just a kind of level now where I'm like, well, here I am. It takes a lot to get me above a 5 in general. And I hate saying that because I miss feeling, the rush of things. But you know what? Hey, I like to be surprised too. So, yay.
Yeah. I'm probably at about a 3.
Okay.
And like the Daredevil trailer got me up to that 3.
Yo, you're down. Well, we did switch roles at some point in this podcast. So,
all right. So let's shift away from Marvel.
Okay.
And if you're
boy.
Yeah. Okay. Kids are being kids upstairs.
That's what they
if you were to tell me a year ago that I would utter this next sentence, I would have been very surprised. Drew, you know what's kind of got me excited to see what they're going to do in the coming years?
Go ahead.
DC.
See, I'm happy to hear you say that because I feel like we're kind of we've briefly talked about it off this show, and I haven't gotten this vibe from you, so I'm happy to hear you say that. Everything I've seen from this James Gunn Superman production has got me going like, yes, I want all of this.
Yes.
I like what you're putting down here, sir. I like your costumes. I like your color palette. Mm-hmm. I like whatever choices you're making and the things you're saying.
Yes.
Give me that. Oh, by the way, I like your track record. I walked out of Guardians 3. Go back on our podcast and find that episode, and I told you this.
We never talked about Guardians 3.
Really?
No.
Okay, well, I told you this after I saw Guardians 3. I walked out of the theater going, I cannot wait to see that guy's Superman movie.
Yeah.
Because James Gunn, if nothing else, really knows how to tug on heartstrings.
Yeah.
So give me that Superman movie.
Right. I'm still very much in a show me.
I know.
Phase.
Yep.
So like I want to see like footage.
Yeah.
Stuff before I get like super amped up. But like all the set leaks, the costumes.
Yeah.
What we're seeing looks very promising, with the exception of Guy Gardner.
I'm okay with it because Guy Gardner's a joke and he looks like a joke. So
Yeah, but there's a right way to do a joke and a wrong way to do a joke.
Wait till you see it in motion. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it.
If Channing Tatum is qualified to play any comic book character, it's Guy Gardner.
See, I wouldn't make that connection. That's interesting. Okay.
Put the bowl cut on Channing Tatum. Perfect. Nathan Fillion, 15 years ago, maybe. Now,
he's here for he's here for a short time. Yeah. He's not here for a long
time. But yeah, the Superman film looks promising. Everything that they said they want to do with Batman Brave and the Bold sounds promising. The Joker film,
well,
I don't care at all.
We're talking about the DCU. We're not talking about the pre-existing remnants of Elseworlds-y stuff. Right. I don't care about that.
Like, if they do, we were just talking about this during the pay-per-view that the Penguin series also looks surprisingly promising. Looks like it could have that Cobra Kai syndrome where it's much better than it has any right to be.
I feel like Cobra Kai's reverted to the mean, but I'm still here for it because it's ending, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So
it's trash. It's trash, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun trash. So the Penguin looks promising. The Batman 2, I could take or leave. The Batman was just too long and would have been a much better film if the Nolan films didn't exist.
I haven't seen it. I'm that guy who just, it's not even like I didn't want to. It's just time. A 3 hour sit down for me nowadays. That's a commitment.
That's a big ask.
I don't have that. I will say what I have seen of it, just cultural awareness sphere. I like Pattinson and he looks cool as the Batman. I hope did he play it well? He looked cool.
He's fine.
Okay.
But again, it's nothing you haven't seen already.
That's what you've said. And I felt that way based on the trailer. Like it just looks like the Nolanverse continued.
It's
more or less.
It's competently done. It's perfectly fine. I was equally as entertained as I was bored.
Okay.
Throughout it. The last 45 minutes of the film just do not need to be there at all.
Okay. I'm not going to watch it then. I'm just saying.
It's a very cool looking Batmobile with a very questionable design choice.
Fair enough.
I don't understand the tactical advantage of a completely exposed engine.
Look, man, you're reading way too much into this. What I will posit to you is, what I would have faith in is based on the vibe of the Batman and the Penguin show.
Yeah.
And then based on the vibe of the Superman stuff we've seen, I got a feeling the next iteration of Batman that you're going to see from the James Gunn DCU is going to be unlike anything that we've gotten yet.
I hope so, because if there's one thing I've been saying about Batman in live action is that I'm very ready for a different take on the character.
I think you're going to get it.
Like, I want a blue and gray suit. I want to steer into the
family,
the family, the fantastical aspects of it.
I think you're getting all of that.
Yeah.
I have the utmost. I'm calling it. You're going to get all of that.
Yeah. So, but also the other things that really have me excited about DC are some of like the lesser known offshoot things that don't necessarily connect with what Gunn is doing. Things like the Harley Quinn show, which if you just take it for what it is and
the
don't
cartoon,
try to,
you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen
and
it. But
if you take it for what it is and don't try and reconcile it with the source material, is freaking fantastic.
Okay,
it is hysterical. They're on a Valentine's Day special. You have a kaiju-sized Bane rampaging naked through Gotham, trying to hump buildings.
Sure, why not?
And it has a spin-off show called Kite Man. Hell yeah,
Kite Man.
Yes, because Kite Man is like one of the highlights of the Harley Quinn show.
Why not Kite Man?
And the spin-off show so far is great. Those have been really good. But just this past month, we got, trying to think of a way to phrase this, because the structure of this and looking at this on paper, it's everything that I've been complaining about ever since we started doing this again.
And yet,
It's freaking awesome.
That being?
And it nails everything that it set out to do, and that is Batman the Caped Crusader. The new animated series on Amazon Prime.
Ironically, not Max.
Yeah.
Don't put too much. If there's any fly in the punch bowl of our excitement of the DCU,
it's David's ass.
David's ass.
Let me talk about Batman Caped Crusader.
Please do. I've not watched it. You've said it's great.
This is produced by Bruce Timm, and it's very much in the aesthetic of the Batman animated series.
Yeah. It
is set in the noir era, 40s, late 40s. It is Batman's early career. And, like, again, all these things are things that I'm so tired of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I'm tired of early career Batman. We've been getting early career Batman ever since the Nolan films.
Yeah.
I want established Batman.
Sure.
Like, he appears, his design is straight out of early Bill Finger work.
Okay. Purple gloves?
Yes.
I'm fist pumping because I understood that reference.
I'm trying to remember if they were purple or black, but they were just gloves.
They're just gloves.
They're just gloves. They're
no
not
gauntlets.
The fins.
Yeah.
He does not use a computer at all.
Well, there was the 40s, so
it's basically like there's no elaborate bat cave. There's a cave, and he's staring at basically the grid of Gotham that they used in the Batman 66 series.
Okay.
That you'd see in the background sometimes.
Yeah. Is there a nuclear reactor?
No. There's all you see of the Batman.
Adam West is spinning in his grave.
All you see of the Batcave is a table to work on, some filing cabinets, and this grid of the city.
That's fine.
Like, Alfred is younger and portlier. There's a little bit of a Damian vibe with this Bruce, because for the majority of the series he refers to Alfred as Pennyworth.
Okay.
But the structure of the show is that of a noir piece, and especially like my favorite episode, which is episode 2, which is the Clayface episode. Basil Karlo, like the original Clayface, feels like a classic 40s radio drama, beat for beat.
Okay.
And it is expertly executed. The entire show, with the exception of like one episode where they kind of did some things like wink and nods that I kind of bumped up against because they just went a little overboard with it. But there's 10 episodes and 9 of them are bangers.
Okay.
Like you have Catwoman in the purple dress and green cape.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. It's very much like X-Men 97 in that,
in a different way, though.
It is, yeah, exactly. It is of the thing that spawned it, but whereas X-Men 97 is like a pure continuation of the X-Men animated series, this is a weird spiritual successor yet prequel to the Batman animated series.
Cool.
Hamish Linklater, I think, is the voice of Batman. I'm not sure if Linklater is the last name.
Is he doing a good Kevin Conroy?
No, he's doing his own thing.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. No,
no one's going to replace Conroy, so you shouldn't try. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the voice cast is no slouch.
Okay.
At all. I'm just pulling it up here on IMDb. So, yeah, Hamish Linklater as Batman. He's been in some stuff. I have a hard time seeing him without wanting to punch him because of a role he played in The Newsroom, which is a show I love. He's that guy. Showing Drew a picture.
Never saw the show, so I couldn't tell you, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. So Christina Ricci is Catwoman.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Dietrich Bader is
also Harvey, a Batman, by the way.
Harvey Dent.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see here.
He's also, the guy in Office Space.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll leave it at that.
Yep, that's okay. Roll of a lifetime.
Toby Stevens is Gentleman Ghost. He was most commonly known as being one of the Pierce Brosnan Bond villains, but he was also amazing in Black Sails.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
You don't got to sell me on it. I'll get to
it. The one thing that's got the fanboys up in arms is that Penguin is a woman.
Yeah.
Is voiced by Minnie Driver, and it's fine.
I have no... look, I'm not... I don't care about such things. We live in very stupid times, and I'm just gonna, I don't even want to get into all that. Those people that are mad about those things, I think we've been on record and consistent on this show.
Yep.
Those people don't matter, and they shouldn't matter, and we give them too much air. And I don't want to give them any more air.
Yeah.
So that's enough.
But it's an incredible show.
Cool.
My highest possible recommendation. And you know what, Drew? No Joker.
Good. Give him a break. He needs a break.
Yeah.
Joker needs a break.
Did you say give him a break?
Give him a break.
Like, want to do some yard work for you?
He can step on rakes like Sideshow Bob. That could be cool.
So yeah. So DC.
Yeah,
I'm feeling good about DC.
I'm feeling good about the Superman movie and the vibe. Give me a vibe check.
Yeah.
Let me see that movie and see what you're putting down, James Gunn. Yep. And I got a feeling, again, I'm going to like it. If nothing else, what he's going to do is going to be very different than what they have done so far. And I think that's cool. He's not, we're not wasting time with origins and grounded, realistic takes. No, He's throwing us neck deep into a DC universe fully realized and expecting us to keep up with it and buy it wholesale.
Right.
Fine. You know why?
Yeah.
To me, that's always been DC's strength as a brand, is that they are very much a rich, continuity-rich superhero universe. If I want gritty, grounded, air quotes, more world outside your window stuff, that's what Marvel's for.
Right.
Always has been, always will be.
Right.
DC doesn't have to try to be that, and Marvel doesn't necessarily have to be the other way either.
Right. And especially with
with
Batman Caped Crusader, like the era that they're portraying Batman in, I think is the best era for that character.
Probably.
Like the one where he fits the most.
I want to agree with you, but I also want to push back because I would also say, like, you could say that about Superman as well. Like 30s, 40s, Fleischer serial Superman is still like in my brain how I picture the character.
Right.
And that feels it's cool to say that because I can so easily picture it and love it. But it's also limiting because it's like, well, your two biggest characters over there are just what, nostalgia pieces?
Yeah.
Like, no,
Batman Caped Crusader feels more like the Fleischer Supermans than Batman the Animated Series did.
Wow. You might have just sold me more.
Yep.
Because I love those Fleischer Supermans in a big bad way. Anyway, cool. What else we got? What else is going on?
Well, you told me that, and I looked in this a little bit, DC's also doing an Ultimate Universe.
It's called Absolute, sir.
Whatever.
I don't care. Here's the thing. I'm not psyched about it. I'm also not mad about it. Like, if you want to do that, fine. It's going to burn out in like a year, probably. So I don't care. But there's a legion.
I saw their design for Batman, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I don't even mind it. It's fine. It's just like, who asked for? I shouldn't say that because I mean, who asked for the Ultimate Marvel line? And look what the Ultimate Marvel line did for Marvel. It juiced the company in a big bad way into spawning movies, literally. Like, so I'm not going to poo-poo it outright, but it's just kind of like, hey man, you all have fun with that, but you don't need it. Yeah. But I'm not mad about it either. The Batman design is like, it's Batman. Always big and bulky. Well, so was Dark Knight Returns Batman. So whatever. It's fine. I don't care. It's whatever. People want to rag on the design and all that stuff about Batman because I see some of that out there. Again, I have no problem with the design, and not for nothing, but I think that artist is really good. Like, you might not like the design that they're going with for Batman,
but the work is solid.
The art is really cool. Yeah. It looks cool.
I think it's something that we struggle with, fans in general struggle with, is accepting, and we were talking about this last night, accepting reinterpretation.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, like, reinterpretation is necessary for stories and characters to live on through the generations.
Yep.
And the example I use for this is always Hamlet. Nobody remembers who played Hamlet the first time. Nobody remembers, like, the first Hamlet production. But
Hamlet endures.
Yeah, Hamlet and the works of Shakespeare endure because they're good characters and good stories and well written. And
you can put a spin on them.
Yeah, and they're open, like, they carry on through reinterpretation and different actors putting different twists on different things.
Sure.
And for stuff that we love to carry on,
it's got to change.
It's got to be reinterpreted.
Yeah.
It's got to be viewed through different angles. Like, it's like I was saying, like, you know, and we have to be willing to look back on the things that we loved as children and say, and we were having this conversation last night, and say, you know what? I loved it, but it really wasn't all that actually. It wasn't actually all that great.
We were kids.
We were talking about Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
About how, like, you know.
I love Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But it's outside of the original, like, pilot episodes of the original animated series.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's really not.
It's not very good.
And I was talking how, like, William, my son, is kind of on a Ninja Turtles kick again because, like, the new movie, which we both loved.
It was fun.
They had a
great time.
They had a new cartoon show, which, again, is a big recommend. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you do have Paramount Plus, it's on there. I definitely recommend it if you enjoyed the film. But, like, we went through and we watched that, and he's watching the 2012 Nickelodeon CG Ninja Turtles show. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is my favorite version of Ninja Turtles because it's a good balance between, like, the wacky stuff that made the original animated series so popular and a lot of the source material from the comics. It's like a good balance of all that.
That's good.
And so, like, yeah, it might be my favorite animated interpretation of the Turtles. So, like, you know, I love He-Man. You know, I loved the two Netflix, Revolution and Revelations.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get a new movie. Maybe.
Yeah.
So they say.
I've read the synopsis. I'm okay with not getting that movie.
He's not going to be from Earth anymore. They changed it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, and, you know, I say that knowing that I'm talking about reinterpretation. Like, there's still some, like, core points you got to maintain and hit.
We'll see what they do.
But yeah, like, the original He-Man cartoon show is not something that I would sit down and watch today. The lore and everything that spawned from it is great.
Well, the thing is, I'll use G.I. Joe as the example for me.
Right.
For me.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I loved G.I. Joe because of the cartoon. As I grew older, I got into the comics, and I found that, hey, wait, these are way better than the cartoon ever was. This is now my source of truth with G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And it's just and ultimately both of them are in service of what? A toy line where you can insert your own mythology onto that. Yeah. So don't get bogged down in any one of them. Pick your point of entry, figure out what you love, and just dig it, man. It's cool. It's fine. Having said that, you know what doesn't or what didn't need reinterpretation and what we is box office and reviews are pointing out that we really didn't need to go here. That Crow movie is doing terribly. The new one.
Someone
who could have predicted that was not going to go well?
If you're longtime listeners of the show, you know that The Crow is a watershed moment for both Drew and myself in our younger lives. It was kind of my catcher in the rye throughout high school. I have a beautifully worn down
My Kitchen Sink Press trade paperback.
It's well loved and well worn.
Same. I've got the soundtrack on vinyl.
Yep.
Listen.
So
yeah, the Crow is very much near and dear to my heart, and I'm trying not to like outright hate on this new interpretation, but like, bro, all the things we just said about reinterpretation notwithstanding, the moment I saw a picture of the new Crow with a mullet and a face tattoos, I just went, was nothing learned from Leto Joker? Did we not learn a thing from this? Did anyone look at that and go, hey, that's the way forward? No, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That ain't it, bro.
One of my, and I know we're kind of being hypocritical with everything we're talking about, but we're complex like that.
Or simple.
One of my friends from high school, when the trailer first came out,
yeah,
like text me, was like, "What'd you think of that new Crow trailer?" I just responded, "No, no."
Look,
I missed the points.
One thing I will say about something like The Crow, the premise on paper is evergreen, right? I mean,
they made 4 movies and a television show from it.
But the thing is, The Crow, what made it successful, or at least what made it catch fire,
right,
or whatever, what made it into what it is, it's not the premise per se. It's the vibes. Yeah. And I got news for you. The vibes are very much of their time and place, and it's 2024, bro, and this ain't the time and place.
Yeah,
those overly sentimental goth vibes are not really present now, and I don't know that they're relevant to anyone outside of you and I now, because we old. So you had to kind of catch that wave the first time, which it did, and it's done. And if you're not going to try to catch a new vibe and tell a new story, and if you're going to do that, just don't live on the name The Crow. Like
the concept, the base ideology of the story
is evergreen.
You can, so much reinterpretation can be done with that. You can take that in so many different directions.
But here's the thing.
But just trying to go back and rehash the original story.
Oh, with the names, sure. But I mean, like, put it this way. Like I said, the vibes are the thing. So they tried to do new Crow stories. They did four movies?
4 movies and a TV series.
Guess what? The premise is there. But without the vibes, it's just the premise, man. The vibes are kind of the thing. And you're not going to capture those vibes.
It was. I liken The Crow to the original RoboCop as like a lightning in the bottle moment.
Yes, yeah. There's no going home again when they're like you can try, but no, probably not going to happen again.
Yeah. So
anyway, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent.
No, it's fine.
But it's a thing that's happening right now.
Is there any video game stuff we want to cover really quick?
Oh boy, no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no. There's we got confirmation of Metroid Prime 4 actually exists, allegedly. Could have been all just cinematics and they could just be pulling our leg, but I like to think Nintendo doesn't do that. So I saw footage. I believe it's going to happen. Cool. Probably a bridge game between Switch and Switch 2. That's my vibe, just based on timelines. Outside of that, I'm not
Capcom rebuilding all the bridges.
Yeah.
In the past, we're getting a Marvel vs. Capcom collection, which has like been the highest selling game on Amazon. Pretty much since it was announced.
That's exciting.
SNK, they're working great with them. So I think a brand new Marvel vs. Capcom 4, or
a non-bad one this time.
Non-bad one. And a new like Capcom versus SNK game are very foreseeable for the future, and I'm definitely excited about those.
What else has happened? I don't know. There's games. Yay. Xbox has one foot in the grave. The second one is close to the edge, I'd say. As a console, that is. Switch 2 is still not confirmed, but it's not. But it's coming next year. Feels late, but I know it's coming. Yay.
Yeah.
There's a new Zelda game coming out next month. I'm happy about that.
Literal Zelda game.
Yeah. I can play a Zelda this time, and she has a different power set than Link, and cool. Thank you, Nintendo. I'm here for this.
Yeah.
Now, if we can get Valve on the phone and remind them that, Yes, you're making money with Steam.
All the money.
But I will give you money for Portal and for Half-Life again. You can do it. It's okay if you do it again. I'm here for it. They don't care. They got Steam money.
With something like that, it's been so long and so far removed.
Would anyone care?
That it's not so much would anyone care. People would care.
I'll care.
But so much like built up over, would you want it?
Yes, I want it. I would very much want it. Now, I would want it. Would enough people want it where they could make their money, hand over fist money on it? Which I'm sure is why they haven't done it. And after this long, I get why they have not done it. But I'm a fan, man. And not for nothing, they've got a new 6-year-old fan, soon to be 6-year-old fan in all this stuff. And if I were to tell him tomorrow, buddy, Portal 3 comes out, like, whatever.
Right.
He would probably lose his mind.
Yeah, I think.
Now, granted, my kid is a outlier. I don't know how many 6-year-olds are like big Portal fans, but mine is. So, whatever. I'm proud of that, by the way.
Yeah, as well you should be. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you want to think of? Talk about? Catch the people up on?
Oh, man, I've been busy. I'm doing stuff, kind of. I've been to some concerts. I've gone places. Went to Boston. Had a nice little vacation. Saw Metallica again.
Nice.
Twice. That's about it. Hey, yay!
When's the last time? Because if memory serves, the last couple times you've seen Metallica have each been multiple shows.
They do the back-to-back. Well, they do the
trip.
Yeah, no repeat weekends.
And when's the last time you just saw them one night?
One night?
One night. Hang
on. I have the technology to look that up for you.
So when you say no repeat, it's like it's completely different playlist each night?
Different set list each night, yeah.
That's cool.
It is. And you would... Okay. This is where the casual fan might look at it and go, like you said, that's cool. And it is cool. However, I am not what you would call a casual fan, as you know. I'm a power nerd when it comes to Metallica.
Yep.
So my dream 2-night set list includes deep cuts. And, we're doing 2 nights, no repeats. You're going to hear stuff you ain't never... Dude, you'd be shocked how safe those 2-night set lists are, okay? So the last time I saw them, one night on their own, well, one kind of doesn't count. One was in Phoenix last year. And it was only one. It was supposed to be 2. It was only one because James Hetfield got COVID and the second night was canceled. Gotcha. I'm gonna put that aside. The only other night previous to that was the year prior in Buffalo. Ironically, they did a random show in Buffalo at the stadium. One night only.
Do we not qualify for no repeat nights?
No, we don't.
Alrighty then.
Prior to that, Cleveland 2019, Buffalo is 2018, yada yada yada. So
yeah,
the dual thing has been what they've been doing on the last couple years of the tour. The 2 nights, no repeat. They set up in a place, big stadium show. The stadium shows are cool, but again, the set lists tend to be safe because they're pulling in a big crowd, so they're doing big, pleasing set lists.
You have arguably more casuals than hardcore.
Yes, and the stadium show is cool, but I miss more intimate vibes.
Yeah,
and not to mention the stadium experience, not the show. I'm talking about driving to a stadium.
Yep.
Parking in a stadium.
Yep.
Getting into your place in it's so much, dude.
Butt.
It's a pain. It's just a chore. Don't love that.
Yeah. Well, maybe with the new stadium going up, you'll get a no repeat back-to-back show.
Listen, as a Metallica fan, I'll tell you, I'm very cognizant every time I see them now, and I'm not basing this on any sort of inside information or anything like that. This is just strictly my feels.
Every show could be your last show.
It could be.
Yeah.
They are not young men.
No.
And the fact that they're playing at the level that they're playing, which is exceptional, by the way. Like, I'm not even kidding. They are really, really playing at a stellar level. But how long is that going to last? We are closer to the end than the beginning, despite what, they might look and sound like. So I'm just appreciative of what I've got.
I mean, Rolling Stones are still out
there. and they are the influence. Metallica has said that they are kind of like the North Star of what they want to accomplish. They want to keep going at that level for as long as they can because they
drive until the wheels fall off.
Yep. But I'll tell you, as soon as a core member of the band goes at this point, it's over. Like, once Lars or James or Kirk says I can't go anymore, it's over. It's done.
Yep.
Now I could rank those three in terms of, and no disrespect to Rob.
Can I guess what your rank would be?
Sure. I mean, obviously James is number one because he's the voice and guitar player.
Yeah, I was going to go James, Kirk, Lars.
No, I would say actually James, Lars, Kirk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lars is...
So James L. Kirk instead, no James T. Kirk.
Sure. We're off on a big tangent. Yeah. That's fine. I like talking about Metallica. I've had a Metallica podcast in my pocket for a long time that I have never gotten to. Maybe someday I will. But yeah, no, for those who don't know, and I know Lars is like a punching bag for a big segment of the internet, and you people are uninformed and don't understand things. I'll tell you straight up. No Lars, no Metallica. Period. Okay. Exclamation point. And if you don't get that, you don't get it. You don't get it at all. So anyway, yeah, thanks for indulging me.
Cool. Always. All right. I think that will about do it for this episode, folks. We will do our best to make sure it is not so long between now and the next episode.
We'll try. The hearts are willing, believe us.
As the kids are going back to school, that may free up some energy at different times to be able to hop on here and do some stuff. But as always, we appreciate you giving us your time and just stopping in for a listen at the psychologist couch. Yeah,
this is the vibe check episode.
It's a vibe check episode. If you want to reach out to us, by all means, do it via our Facebook page or at our email, thedevilsdupod@gmail.com.
You remembered.
I did remember.
Very nice.
Drew, any closing thoughts?
No, be cool, man. Thanks for sticking with us. Sorry for the delay. Well, we're here. Even if we're not doing episodes, if you all want to reach out and just get at us, feel us out. Carl just told you how. You can. We'll respond. We're nice.
Yeah. And hey, more of you reach out.
It puts a little heat on.
It puts a little heat on us. I'm not saying we're required to do the show, but like
it helps.
It helps to know who's listening.
We've been on record of saying that. Yeah. So anyway,
it's like we get this email that shows how many downloads we get, and I can't reconcile that with reality. It's like we get a lot of downloads especially for weeks we don't do a show at all.
I'm happy to hear that, but hey, reach out, say something.
If the bots are out there downloading us,
that's fine too. Bots have feelings, allegedly. No, they don't. They absolutely don't.
They were not programmed to feel pain. All right.
Why was I programmed to feel pain? All right. You want to do a podcast episode, Carl? We need to talk about the personhood of droids on this show.
No,
because there's a. Need to. That's a topic, brother. All right, thank you.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Have a good time. We'll see you later.
Bye.